Hey, what's up guys? So in this video I want to talk about 15 tips and tricks that you can do with the flex window or the cover screen on Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5 and how to get the most out of it. So let's get started. Now the first thing that I want to talk about is actually this wallpaper, or you can also say home screen on the cover screen here. Now you can just long press on it and switch to different kinds of wallpapers, and then you can customize your style like this. Now what's interesting is that you can add or remove these screens and also customize them from scratch. So let's go ahead and take a look at how that works. So if you long press on it and then open the display, it goes into the cover screen home screen editor. Now if you go back from here, you can see that we are in the cover screen option. From here you can do the same thing. You can flip between them, you can manage them, and from manage you can remove any of these screens. So just tap on this button here and it will be gone. You can rearrange them as well and then press done. Now here's where the fun starts. You can add new, and here we have some pre-made designs for us. So we have these feature designs. These come with these motion backgrounds. Then we have gallery, from where you can select any of your own photos, and I'll come back to this in a second. Then we have informative presets, and these are some of my favorite ones. They give you a lot of information, so your time is there, weather, date, and your notifications, battery information is there, and camera shortcut is there as well. So I really like that. And then some of them you can add your photos as well from your gallery. So let's say if I select this one, and then I can go in gallery and I can add any of these photos as background. So if I add this one, and then I can go in colors and I can change the colors of this background as well, and I can select custom colors as well. So press done. So now you have a custom photo and a custom color, and then you can move the slider around to change the intensity of the color as well. Press done and you are good to go. So that's a brand new cover screen for you. So moving on, we have some graphical cover screens, some simple ones with just wallpaper and time, nothing more, and then just simple plain colors and time and date. Now coming back to the gallery option, from here you can add any photo from your gallery as a cover screen background and then edit it further. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Now I'm in this album where I have a bunch of wallpapers. So if I select this one, press done. Now I've got a bunch of options here. I have the option for time. I can increase or decrease the size of this time. I can change the font, and from here you can then change the location of this time. You can just select the location from here and then increase or decrease the size. Next option is battery. You can add battery information here. You can also customize this app shortcut here, and by default it's select to camera, but you can also change it to flashlight, weather, recent calls, alarm, timer, or just apps. Then we have frames. Now in frames you have graphical options and alphabetical options. So if you start selecting these frames, you will see that it turns your cover screen into these different graphical frame types. That gives it a bit of a cooler style. And then we have alphabets option. So here you can select these alphabets to give it even more dynamic style, and then you can increase or decrease the intensity of these designs from here. You can change their colors as well, which is really cool. Press done, and now we have a brand new cover screen. So if we close the phone, there you go, we have a new cover screen with customized background, this design in the middle, shortcut, and time. Now you not only just have the home screen, you also have widgets on the cover screen or flex window. So just swipe to the left and you get to your widgets. So you can keep quite a few handy widgets here. So like your call records, alarms, timers, stopwatch, voice recorder, your daily activity and steps, like that. And then you can pinch to zoom to view all of these widgets and switch between them very quickly. Now here is something really interesting that I really like about this cover screen. So if I start any activity on one of these widgets, so let's say I start the stopwatch and then I start the voice recording as well. If I pinch to zoom, I can see these active widgets and their activity live in this pinch to zoom screen. Now you can also add or remove these widgets. So open the phone and then go in widgets, and from here you will see the list of widgets available to you. From here you can add or remove these widgets if you want. So like that, you can add or remove these widgets, and you can also reorder them from this screen. Now what happens if you start any activity on any of these widgets? So if I start this stopwatch and go back to the home screen, you will see this widget pill here, which shows you the active status of the stopwatch. And if I tap on it, it will take me back to the stopwatch. Now same thing will happen if you're using any of the apps when you open the phone. So for example, if you're listening to music on Spotify, that will also show up here. And if you tap on it, it takes you to the Spotify controls on the cover screen, which is awesome. And from here you can control the playback of this song. You can also change the media output from here, which is fantastic. I really like this widget pill thing here, and it kind of also reminds me of the dynamic island on iPhones. You can also have apps on the cover screen and use those apps on the cover screen alone. You don't even have to open the phone for that, but we need to add one specific widget to use those apps. So let's open up the phone, go in cover screen settings, and here go in widgets, and here turn on this apps widget. And when you turn it on, it gives you an option to add these apps. So you can add maps, messages, Netflix, WhatsApp, and YouTube. So now let's go ahead and find this apps widget. So there we go. And now from here you can use maps, messages, Netflix, WhatsApp, and YouTube. You can use WhatsApp to its full extent. I haven't set it up yet, but you can use it. Now I'm just going to give you an example of how this works. So you have full-fledged keyboard here as well. So I'm going to open the Samsung official site and play a video from here. And there you go. You can turn on the volume. And then one fantastic feature, you can use the tent mode on this phone to watch these videos while you are doing whatever else you want to do. Similarly, this works on Netflix as well. You get your all Netflix shows and movies, and this is a full-fledged Netflix app. As you can see here, you can switch between these tabs and you can watch any of these movies and TV shows. Now moving on, there is another way which allows you to add any app on the cover screen and use that app on the cover screen, and that involves Good Lock app. If you haven't heard about it, go in the Galaxy store and search for Good Lock and download it. Once you've downloaded it, open it, and then go in Life Up, go in Multistar, and download Multistar app. Once you have downloaded it, open the Multistar app, go in I Love Galaxy Fold, and tap on Launcher widget. Now this allows you to add any of these apps on the cover screen on your phone. So you can use or add pretty much any of these apps. These are all the apps installed on your phone. So I've just added two here, Google and Samsung Health, which are not enabled by default by the apps widget. So let's go ahead and see how this works. Now go in settings, go in cover screen, go in widgets, and here turn on this launcher. You can also go in here and add apps from here as well, but we have turned on the launcher widget. Now we'll turn this off. And there you go, we have a Good Lock launcher here, and this allows us to open the Samsung Health app. And now you can use Samsung Health app on the cover screen in its entirety. Now you also get quick controls on the cover screen as well. So from here you can control Wi-Fi, sound and vibration, Bluetooth, airplane mode. You can turn on the torch, you can turn on or off data. And then another great feature here is that you can also do the screen recording of the cover screen. And right now there is no way to add or remove these shortcuts. This is what we get, and this is what we have to deal with. If you go in settings and then go in advanced features and then go in labs, and here go in flex mode panel and turn it on, you will activate flex mode panel. Now what this does is that it gives you additional options when you flex your window to 90 degrees. Now you can set some of the apps where this happens automatically, but other apps you will get a button here that you can tap to activate it. So right now YouTube is set to automatically activate this feature, but let me show you how this works on other apps. So for example, I have Play Store here. So when I go in the flex option, I will get this button here. So this is the flex mode panel, and if I tap it, you can now see that I have a touchpad at the bottom section of the display, and then a cursor. I can use the cursor at the top half of the display and just navigate using this touchpad. Now I know this is such a small screen and this doesn't make sense, but this is a really cool feature to have on your phone, and there can be certain circumstances where you can use this feature. You can do the two finger scrolling to right and left, up and down, which is great. And then you get some controls down here. If you tap here, you can change the display brightness, you can control the volumes from here, and you can go in flex mode panel settings as well. And for apps like YouTube, which we have set for this feature to activate automatically, if you flex the window, this happens automatically. You don't even have to press that button. From the advanced features, there is another feature that you can turn on. Go in labs, and here you will see cover screen and use main screen navigation on cover screen. So whatever navigation you're using on the main screen, this screen will be the same navigation that you can use on the cover screen as well. So if you turn this feature on and then go in navigation and select the swipe gestures, you will see that now we have this swipe gesture here instead of these buttons. So now you can swipe up to go back to the home screen. When your phone is flipped shut and you double press the power button or side button as they call it now, it will launch the front camera, which is right now this primary camera on your phone. So you can take really high quality selfies using this camera. So if I tap it, it will launch these cameras here, and then you can swipe left to launch the portrait mode, and you get all the portrait controls here. Then you can go to the video mode here as well and tap here to switch between aspect ratios. You can turn on auto framing as well. You can also change the resolution from 30 fps to 60 fps here. You can change the aspect ratio here as well, so you can play around with this quite a bit. Then you can go in photo mode. In photo mode, again, you have your timer, you have your aspect ratio, motion photos. You can also switch between natural mode and warm mode, and then you have this tap to screen option. So just tap on the screen to take photos. Otherwise, you can simply tap the volume buttons or press the volume buttons to take these photos, and it is very quick. Now on the main camera, you can also turn on this feature called cover screen preview. Now this allows the person who you're taking the photo of to see themselves in the cover screen, and they can adjust properly. So right now, if I flip it over, I can see myself in the cover screen, and if someone else is taking my photo, I can adjust myself to get the best possible photo. When the camera is on, you can flex the phone to launch into the flex mode. Now this gives you all the controls in the bottom half. You can still take your photo. All the controls are here, but the top half will be the camera previewer, and you can do all the same things. Now one interesting thing here is that you can tap on this button and this reverses the whole thing. So now you have the preview down here and controls up here, but this allows you to switch the screen around and adjust the best angles and just take these photos, which is great. And if you turn off the camera and turn it back on again, it remembers your settings for the flex mode and launches it in the same mode again. When you go into the dialer app and go in settings, here you will see some more flip options as well. So go in flip options, and here it actually tells you what happens when you flip the phone shut or flip the phone open. When you're getting a call, you can open phone to answer calls. You can turn off speaker when the phone opens, and you can also select close phone to end calls. So you can basically flip open the phone to attend calls and flip it shut to end calls as well, which is kind of a throwback to how flip phones in the past used to work. So you can turn these options on and off from here. You can also set up cover screen backgrounds for calls. So go in the dialer, go in settings, go in call background, and then go in cover screen. And here you can set up your backgrounds. You can add more from your gallery. You can create AR emojis as well. So you can set up cover screen call backgrounds here as well. So that is fantastic. You can customize different colors with different cover screens. In regular use, when the phone is open, the volume button works normally. So this is volume down, this is volume up. But when you flip the phone close, the orientation of these button reverses. Now the top one is still volume up and the bottom one is still volume down, which is great and intuitive from Samsung. Next thing I want to talk about here is the flashlight. When you go in the quick settings panel and you turn on the flashlight, it actually tells you to turn the screen away from you to prevent light from shining in your eyes, and then press the volume key. So just turn the phone away and press the volume key to turn on the flashlight, and this prevents you from shining this flashlight in your eyes straight away. And then you can obviously do the same to turn the flashlight off.